Yo, what is up, boys? Today is moto vlog day, kinda. Now, the reason I say kinda is because if you saw by the title and thumbnail of this video, this has over 200 miles. It's just a little bit over, but today I'm gonna do the 200-mile review because I've been riding it quite a bit. 200 miles is a lot. I've had it for just about 2 months, I think. So I've had it for quite a while. I have a huge book right here. Just kidding, it's a little book. But I've got a page. I have a full page of pros and a full page of cons. So if you're thinking about getting this bike, this is my experience over the last 200 miles. So first off, we're gonna start at positive. We're gonna start with the pros of the RoadRunner Pro. Now, this is kind of rare. Normally, I don't have this much preparation for a video, but I wanted you guys to get a true, genuine pros and cons so I don't forget anything. And if you have one of these, leave your experience in the comments below because I know my friend Stone has had quite a bit difference than I've had. So leave your experience with it in the comments and tell me if yours is as similar as mine. So honestly, the first pro that I have written down is the price. I think for your money, no doubt about it. It's like 23, it goes on sale, so it's like 23 to 2,500 bucks. After tax, I think I paid 2,600 bucks. Absolutely worth it. I think you actually get a lot of bike and a lot of speed for what you are paying for. Number 2 on my list, I think it looks and it feels pretty quality. Now, there is some in the cons that are gonna be coming up. There are some build quality cons that are definitely noticeable. But overall, I think it actually looks pretty good in all black. It looks pretty sleek. The domino grips feel good. The brake levers feel really good. But the build quality, the seat, the bars feel solid. Like the construction feels really good, and I think that that is a pro. Number 3 is this screen. Now, the reason I say the screen is because it's not just the screen's okay. Can't really see it in the daytime. Definitely can't see it with sunglasses on, but the screen and the bike in general is highly customizable. I can tune any gear I want, like I mentioned in my Grom video. I can make any of these. I can make number 1 my fastest, number 5 my slowest. I can go in there and fine tune it to see what percentage each motor gets, how much wattage each motor gets. You can change a lot. Number 4, it is complete silence. I think that is an enormous pro. I wish I had, maybe I can compare a Sur-Ron noise to this. I took it to my car show the other day we have here in town, and there was 2 Sur-Rons riding next to me. It sounded unbelievably loud. This, you can't, until I am basically a foot or closer behind you, you cannot hear me. All right, boys, so it is 11:12 at night. So as you can hear, it is very quiet out here, and I'm gonna ride by in mode 3 to show you guys how quiet it is. So you heard the drive-by test. Here's a stationary test. The speedometer said 53 miles an hour. I know it wasn't 53, but you hear how quiet it is. Now, I can see how that could also be a con in traffic. If you're riding with traffic, that could be a huge con. Nobody can hear you. People already can't see you on a motorcycle, so now you're going from not being able to be seen to now being dead quiet. I truly mean that. If you have never heard one of these in public, you can't hear it. You literally cannot hear it because the motors are built into the wheels. So that means there's no chain, there's no belt, there's no drive shaft, there's no nothing. The motors make a quiet little and when you're going, you can't even hear it, and when people are next to you, you can't even hear it. I think that is a huge pro when you're trying to go on sidewalks and be a little sneaky boy and try to not bother people. Number 5, this thing kind of goes with the same under the radar type thing with the being super quiet. This thing is under the radar. It turns no heads. I have never been confronted by the police, by the public, nobody. I've ridden this over 200 miles, as you've seen. I've taken it far. I've taken it to super sketchy roads in the hood. I've taken it to suburban, super nice, like Karen-filled areas. Nobody has said anything. You are smaller than a pedal bicycle. I love the fact that it's so under the radar. It doesn't really turn many heads until they look at it because they can't hear you coming, so they can't go, You know, they just can't do that because they can't hear you. Still being under that same topic, this is technically, I wrote down number 6, but it's very small. It is very, very, very small. I mean, I'm 5'8", and it's not even up to my waist, and my upper body is way bigger than my lower body. I got short, tiny, little stubby legs. I mean, and look, like I could hug this entire bike and not be, here's full wingspan, and here's like, I could basically hug this entire bike. Number 7, it is fast. There's no doubt about it. And people are gonna be like, well, 50 isn't really that fast on a bike this small. Everybody, my friend Stone, who just bought one, and one of my, I've ridden it in a video. Go check out that video if you want to.
I just spun the back tire in first gear.
My friend had a 2007, it was some year, Kawasaki ZX-14R. If you don't know, that is an unbelievably big motorcycle. It is enormous. If you know what a Hayabusa is, that bike was nicknamed the Hayabusa Killer. He has sat on this thing and been like, dude, this thing is wicked fast, because the small little package, the tight, close to the ground bicycle feel, you feel like you're going a million miles an hour. When you're going 25, you feel like you're mobbing. Number 8, I put down as a pro as no maintenance. There's no maintenance. You're gonna have to do brakes eventually. These brake reservoirs, I think they're liquid filled because they're hydraulic. Those are gonna have to be filled eventually, and the tires are gonna have to be changed. Tires, haven't had to do one yet, but they say they're super easy. It's a split rim tubeless design. So basically what that means is there's no bicycle tube on the inside, and it's split rim. So instead of, if you've ever had to like change a tire, even on a bicycle, you have to stretch the tire over the rim, and it can be a real hassle, especially when you get to this thicker rubber. It can be hard. So basically what that is you just take out some Allen keys, split the motor apart, put the new tire in, pinch it, and Allen key it back and fill it up with air. But there's no oil changes, there's no coolant, there's no clutch fluid. Number 9, I put as it's ready to go out of the box. So I've noticed a lot of things like RC cars, a lot of stuff with electric doesn't include a battery or none of that stuff. This is ready to go out of the box. You put your handlebars on, you slide your battery in, you plug it in, they give you an Allen key set, they give you everything. It's ready to ride out of the box. So number 10, I'm not gonna touch on too hard because it kind of went with one of our last points. You can go anywhere. You can take it anywhere. If you live in a big city and you take those Lime scooters, there's some spots where like the Lime will shut down on you and you have to walk it through the area. With this, you don't have to do that. I take it on bike paths, I take it in parks, I take it everywhere. You can take this everywhere. So number 11, I would say, another one that I'm gonna kind of not touch on too hard because it's pretty self-explanatory. It is very beginner friendly. If you are scared, that's okay. You have the ability to go into mode 1 and 2. Whereas say on like a motorcycle, you have to change gears, and that can be very intimidating for a lot of beginners. This, my mom has ridden it, my brother has ridden it. Anybody that hasn't ridden a motorcycle in my family has ridden this and had an absolute blast. I put my mom in mode 1, she twisted the throttle, and it was very gentle, and it just took her off. And then when you're ready, those other modes are available. Number 12, I have put down as it's fun. It is genuinely the funnest thing I have ever ridden. There has been a lot of butts in this seat since I've bought this. To name a few, me, my girlfriend, my mom, my brother, Stone, my other brother, Josh Libra, Tony, Levi, Ledger, some of my brother's friends. Not one person has gotten off of this and said it was lame, boring, or didn't have a good time. Every single one of them came back with a smile and said that they were gonna buy one. It is that fun. Number 13 is plug and play. Everything on this bike that I've noticed so far is literally plug and play. If your screen goes out, there are just 2 cords back here, you guys can't really see, that you just unclip from each other, unscrew the bolts, take it out, plug a new one in, plug it back on. The motors, the same way. Another pro that is also in my cons, and I will discuss why, is customer service. They have been very responsive. It's 24/7, 7 days a week. Every question that I've asked, they've had an answer to. The customer service has been really good so far. Nah, Stone has had a different experience, and that is why it is in the cons, and we will get to that. But a pro, being able to, I messaged them at 2 a.m. one time because I'm a night owl. I messaged them at 2 a.m. about a question. They answered it and got back to me super quick. So customer service for me has been very good. The last thing I want to mention, and I think that is huge, bigger than all of them, is you can get free gas. Now, what I mean by like free gas is if you ride this to work, like I mentioned in my Grom comparison video, if you ride this to work and you plug it in at work, you're taking your work's electricity and giving yourself power. So instead of having to go to a gas station, have to pay for it, all that stuff. If I ride this over to Stone's house, he lives close by, I wanna just top off, right? I use his charger, plug it in, I'm using their electricity. That's technically free on me. Not free for the electricity, but it's free for me. But now, enough yapping about the pros. Now it is time to get into what I think most people want to know about, and that is the cons. And I do have an entire list of cons, and I'm not gonna lie to you. The company doesn't pay me. The company doesn't know I exist. I went over this in my other video. I've never had contact with Voro Motors headquarters, CEO, marketing team, none of them. This is my genuine, God's honest, on my girlfriend, on my grandmama review. These are the genuine cons that I have experienced. The first one was also in the pros. First con, in my opinion, is build quality. Now, I know I just said that it was a pro. Let me tell you why build quality is in the cons. So the first one I have mentioned, you'll see in an upcoming video, Stone's rear fender, and I've seen people complain about it, Stone's rear fender fell off. It just fell off and started making a lot of noise. In one of my upcoming videos, you will see it. So stick around for the next vlog with Stone because I do have it filmed. And we did get stranded. I'll also get into that on the con. Now on mine personally, still under the build quality thing, throttles are supposed to go one way. They go this way, right? You snap them. On mine, I'm not gonna make it do it, but it has done it, and it has done it quite a bit. I do not know if it's happened to Stone, but I know it has happened to my brother. His happens really bad. If I can get it happening to him on a different brand, sometimes the throttle, oh, there, it just did it. Look, the throttle is twisting backwards. So I'm gonna zoom in on that. The throttle's not supposed to twist this way. So I have to kind of pull it and snap it, and then it won't do it. But look how easy it is. There it goes. See? It twists backwards. That is not supposed to happen. That can be unbelievably scary. That's if your throttle twists backwards like this, and you're trying to like go and you need to go like quick and get out of a situation and your throttle's backwards, it is gonna take a lot longer of a twist to get this bike to go. This is the only bike and my brother's scooter from the same kind of company that has ever happened to. The Grom, never happened to. My 30-year-old sport bike over there, it's never happened to. But on this, the throttle does twist backwards. So in the same realm as the throttle going backwards, oh, that's probably my biggest like worry. No matter what I do, I could call Brian Shaw to tighten these bolts. Now I want you to listen. Stone's bike does it, my bike does it, so I know I'm not alone. Listen to the handlebars. I hope you guys can hear that. I don't care how hard I tighten these bars. I have went through and tightened every single bolt back up because a few of them were loose. I went and tightened every single one of these bolts back up. No matter what, those bars will squeak and rattle and crack like that. I don't know why. The handlebars don't feel loose necessarily. They feel a little wiggle room, but no matter what, I cannot for the life of me get rid of that noise, and it drives me nuts. It makes it feel cheap and creaky. I hate it. Stone's does it, mine does it, same in the build quality department. I've complained about it a lot. These rear shocks are loud. I wonder if you could hear them. No, you can't really hear it. But when you go off of a bump or in dirt road, the amount of rattling that this bike makes, it goes like it's loud. Same build quality department. These pegs, no. I don't stand up on this bike. My pegs are already bowed. They're bowed like this. I hate them. I'm passionate about these pegs. To put them on is dumb. I don't like it. It's stupid. They feel like aluminum, like not aluminum, because aluminum can be like somewhat strong, but they feel like the paperest, cheapiest, like they're hollow. Like you can't, I don't know, you can see there's slots in them. They just don't. No. And I've seen some people they sell pegs on the website, but it's not specifically made for this bike, and they're very stubby. I want Voro, please make different pegs. I'm begging you, please. You want me to get on my knees? Please make new pegs. These pegs suck. Everything else on the bike is tolerable. The shocks, they suck, they're loud, but they work kinda. The pegs can absolutely, sorry, getting a little passionate about the pegs. Please change the pegs. I hate the pegs. Another one, maybe you electric guys are used to this. I'm not. It takes anywhere between 9, I've heard 8, 9, 10, anywhere in there, hours to charge. Oh my goodness. And another con coming up soon, the fast charger, you buy a fast charger. It's out of stock. Stone talked to Voro Motors. They're out of stock for 6 to 8 weeks until they even think they can have them made. Before they're even made, not in stock, made. That is insane. All right, boys. So like I just mentioned, next on the list, it is a good problem to have for Voro, but it is a sucky problem for us to have. I go on their website all the time. Most of their stuff for this is sold out, and it's going to be sold out for a very, very long time. I don't think I saw one thing in stock. I think the one thing I saw in stock was the pizza bag. That's it. If you need to get a part for this, good luck. Oh well, there's nothing I can do. Next on the list. This is it is as easy as a bicycle to steal. It's so easy that even though I live in a good area, I don't leave it really out front of the gas station. When I was out riding with Stone, when he went to the gas station, I stayed with his bike. I mean, and we're off. Right? I do have a tracker on this bike. I've got a tracker on every single one of my bikes. It's a worthy investment, especially for something like this, but I think it is a huge con. There's a key. The key does nothing. All somebody has to do is, if they're smart enough, I know a lot of criminals are dumb, but all they have to do is walk up. Oh, it seems pretty light. I can put it in the bed of a truck. Or they look and they go, oh, power button. Let me click and hold that. Screen turns on, throttle works, they're off, and it's dead quiet. It's not like if I hear the Grom start up, okay, I know, hey, I'm not starting the Grom. Big bike, I'll be able to hear it, but this, you can't hear it. I haven't done it, but I think there's a way to go in here and set a password, so you have to enter a password before you can write it, but that is a hassle. And who's gonna sit here and go, oh, password, shoot, okay, pick it up, take it. I just don't think the password is gonna do that much. Another con that I see is it kind of sucks is you can't take this to a shop. If something goes wrong, you have customer service, and we're getting ready to talk about customer service. I keep saying it, but we'll talk about it. You have to talk to customer service. The Grom, I take it to Honda Power Sports or a motorcycle dealer. I've got motorcycle repair shops all around here. This, you can't just roll up to a motorcycle repair shop and be like, hey guys, my motor's flashing this with a check engine light. What does that mean? They're gonna have no idea. I'm sure if you live in Cali, Hawaii, or New York, where Voro is at, I think you could technically. There's not one close to me. I guess California would probably technically be the closest one to me, and I'm not driving 20 plus hours to go and put this into a shop. All right, customer service. It was good for me. Stone, not so much. They were responsive. They were very good. So let me tell you a little story. You'll see it in the video. I have it all filmed. It's coming up. So me and Stone were out riding. His bike, we know, has had a bad battery. The cord doesn't really, it comes unplugged very easily. So we fixed that. We did all that. Normally it's, we're good to go in a few minutes. This time we were riding and we were stuck near the side of the highway, basically. It was a kind of a sketchy spot. Stone's bike just quit working. Had a check engine light and it was flashing the number 7 on both motors. This bike does not come with a manual. My Grom, my 30-year-old bike, my 30-year-old car, they all came with manuals to tell you, hey, if it's this, it could be this. If it's this, it could be this. This is so new that there is nowhere I can just go buy a manual and see. If my car or my girl's car or any car throws a check engine light, plug in an OBD scanner, code P01134, oxygen sensor. Okay, boom. I know now I need to replace an oxygen sensor. It can lead me into a direction. We hit up customer service because we could not figure out what that meant, and we had no idea. Customer service said, thank you, give me a moment and I will, we'll get it handled. She made us wait 25 minutes, almost 30 minutes in the blazing sun on the side of the highway, basically, for her to tell us, I'm sorry, our repair team and our service team is out for the weekend. We'll get back to you in 48 hours. Okay. It bothered him a little bit, but it pissed me off. The fact that we had to wait that long for her, she could have just said from the beginning, okay, I'll see what I can do, but our service team is out. That's okay, then we know, okay, all right, it might not. But to make us wait 25 minutes and then tell us that we're SOL for 48 hours annoys me. If I call Honda and be like, hey, what's this? Honda could be like, oh, it's this. The fact that they don't give their customer service team like a sheet of check engine lights and what it could possibly mean drives me nuts. The fact that we told her, she asked us to send a video, which we did. Stone sent her a video of the check engine light and the 2 7s flashing red. The fact that she couldn't be like, oh, it's this, and point us in a direction to be like, oh, okay, it's what we found out later is that we think the motors were overheating because somebody in the forum or somebody at a Facebook group kind of posted a manual kind of thing. I don't know where he got it, but if the motors were overheating, hot day, we were doing a lot of uphill riding, totally understandable. We would have been fine to just kind of pull over for a second in the shade, let the motors cool down, totally fine. But the fact she couldn't tell us that, and Stone had to wait almost 3 days. I think it took almost 3 days for them to be like, yeah, we don't really know what it was. Basically, what they told him was to just unplug everything and plug it back in, is what they told. Why couldn't whoever in customer service tell us that? I'm ranting. Anyway, customer service is a blessing, but if you have any technical questions, it seems that their service team is their only godsend, and if they say 7 days a week, but if it's the weekend, you ain't gonna hear from them for 3 days. Anyway, sorry. Whew. Got my blood pressure up. I'm ranting. I was pissed off. Stone was pissed off because we were basically, she just said, we'll hit you up in 48 hours. And we were just stranded there. And luckily I had drove down there to be able to pick him up to come get the bike, but we were SOL. They gave us no direction, nowhere to start. I'm done repeating myself. That's probably one of my biggest pet peeves. That is basically my pros and my cons. So the main pros that I think are the main ones are the price. I think are perfect. I think it's great, worth the money. Another big pro, the speed. It's very, very fast. It is unbelievably, it's faster than you think. And the last pro, main pro, I would say, is how small and easy it is to get around tight spaces, in and out through downtown traffic and bike lanes. The three main cons that could be deal breakers for some people. Number one has gotta be customer service. Another iffy, build quality. This throttle twisting backwards, like that easy, and my brother's twisting backwards that easy. My brother's is bad. That is dangerous, especially for a stand-up scooter. If you hit a bump and that twists out from underneath you and you max throttle it, you fall off. That is not okay. The bars, what is that? But those are my pros and my cons after owning it for 200 miles. My personal experience. Let me know if your guys' experiences are similar. And I think we're gonna kind of go on a little bit of a ride and go enjoy it for just a minute while it's out. So I'm gonna get my helmet cam set up and I'll see you guys on the road. All right, boys, so we have the helmet cam set up and we are out riding. Now, if you made it to this part, I truly appreciate you, because I know that was a lot. Okay, yeah, that car almost just killed me. See, there's part of being silent. I know that it was a lot of information to take in and it was a lot of talking. So if you made it, I do appreciate you. So overall, I know there was a lot of positive and a lot of negative, but I hope you were able to get some good points. I really do, because I tried to make it as informative as I could, because if you know me, I have ADHD, and normally my videos are just kind of random off the top, but then when I'm editing the video and watch the video back, there's a lot of moments where I'm like, oh gosh darn it, I should have put that in there, or I should have said this and that. So last night I stayed up really late trying to genuinely think about the problems that could matter to you guys and the pros that would matter to you guys. So I hope I did a good job. If I didn't, I'm sorry. And if there was something I forgot that you think should have been in there, make sure to let me know. But at the end of the day, you know, I'll answer the question, do I regret it? Now, it was a birthday gift, so I don't regret it, but I'm trying to think, if I were to spend my money on this, do I regret it? And the answer is by far no. Absolutely not. The amount of fun that I have gotten from this little bike is immeasurable. Okay, it can do everything. Like, the positives by far. Hold on, see if you can hear the suspension. Yeah, you hear the clunk? Like, gosh darn it, that hurt. The pros outweigh the cons a million times over. But I'm done yapping. I hope it was informative. I really did try my best. Please let me know how I could have done better, or if I did a good job, or anything that you guys, if you want one of these, your experiences, how are they different from mine? I'm really curious to know, because it's always interesting to see other people's perspective on the same thing, especially with a company that has had a lot of people hate the build quality, a lot of people hate the customer service, right? Like, there is a lot of different opinions, and I'm only one person. So enough yapping. You guys already know the drill. If you enjoyed, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, comment, share with a friend, and I will see you in the next one. Later.